poverty alleviation. If I'm right, I understand this is exactly local government employees. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Not all. So can I know the components of that place? Are we also servants?
No.
Sorry. There are some NGOs in our midst.
Yes.
Sorry, yes. There are some journalists in our midst too. Yes, but we all have something to do with local government. That's the team of the people. I know we've done it before. I know we have the people, a document we have prepared in the past for this purpose. I don't know if you have access to that document. We call it Project Watch. Do you have it? So I will basically talk from that document and I will take questions and I will appeal that let questions come up as we are going, so I am very sure you are following me. You are following me, you have the right to call me and say just, you are coming, when you come here, just call me KSO. KSO is my official name. KSO. And when you stop me, I will explain further on any area where you are not clear. That is the purpose is that when we are gathered like this, by the time we are leaving, we should remember that we came. Am I right? And I want to believe that I'm here to learn too. Because I'm going to listen to some cases that people have experienced that most times may be beyond theory. A class like this should be a mixture of both theory and practice. That's why I would appreciate if you share your experience with us. Let us know what your fears are. Basically, we say budgeting for development and poverty alleviation. There are there are 3 words in this title, the title of the timetable, that I want to pay close attention to. We talk about budgeting, we talk about development, and we talk about poverty alleviation. Budgeting, I think we are okay with this, and I think the next few minutes will be focused on what is budgeting. But development is a thing I've seen people talk about many times, and I'm not sure we all have a common understanding of what development is. For those that did the economics, I know we are told that growth and development are 2 different things. Am I right? Growth and development are 2 different things. Yes. Whereas a lot of people have taken growth to mean development. Development is quite different from growth. And when you say you are developing, there are some indices you have to measure the environment against to know whether it's a developing economy. Part of what you measure that society against is poverty alleviation. An environment where poverty is inherent, where poverty is everywhere, where every face is on the street, signifies poverty. You cannot talk of development. That's why some people are saying the growth being referred to all the time in the economy has not led to any development, because poverty is still very, very present in this environment. That is why I want us to look at budgeting for development and poverty alleviation. What this tells me is that the purpose of budgeting should be for development and for poverty alleviation. That is what this definition tells you. The purpose of budgeting should be for development and for poverty alleviation. Yes. The question now is, what is the budget? What can you call the budget? I will call on one of you to try for me now. What is the budget? Who wants to make a try? Just briefly, for me to know that we are all together. What is the budget? Just try. Yes. Let us know your name and people where you represent, so we can have a close discussion.
My name is Solomon the Secretary of Good Development, Community Development Committee.
Sit down.
But budget is just the estimated money that we spend over a period precisely in the next few months. We which must have the approval of the legislative arms, be it the local, state, or federal. So it's the estimated revenue and expenditure that will be spent over that period of time, usually a year.
Yes. Who wants to try again? He said, yes. I'm just kidding.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Well, I think it's two basic functions in budget. The two basic is expenditure and revenue. Yes. Which is common with the federal government, local government, and also the state. When you pick that two budget, the each of the vocational budget, they refer to the revenue aspect and also the expenditure. On the basis of the budget picture, we are going to get how we are going to make use of it at the end of the day as regards the expenditure aspect.
Tell me, sir. Any other person? Yes, let's hear if you was. If you were that fast. Sorry, madam. Sorry, if you were. Sit down, let's sit down.
My name is Toby. Budget is just like...
Toby, I take from where? We are representing.
I'm a legal practitioner. Okay, it's just like a budget to use just the financial plan. Like the financial plan stating out a certain type of revenue or expenditure is going to be listed out.
She says it's a financial plan. Yes.
My name is Tyler Roman, representing
Edu State.
the issue of budget is a financial plan, as I said, but it all relates to the cost of projects and then the expected revenue.
You are saying general plan? Well, I think we are all right, but I'll just clear some things on what some of us said. A budget is not only for government, federal state. You as an individual can have a budget. You can have a budget of your own grant. This is my own budget, this is Kenneth's budget, this is my family budget. When you tell your wife at the end of the month, you give her allowance. I'm sure she has a list of income she expects to earn. And the expenditure she expects to run for the month. That is a budget. A budget is a statement that shows the revenues and the expected expenditures during a given period of time. There must be a time assigned to the budget. And I think that from my brother from Yaba said that it was a time bound, but there was a period. It must be a particular. When that statement of income and expenditure based on certain assumptions is the budget. It's stated as your income, your revenue, your proposed expenditure. And again, it's not only a financial plan. I'm sure when you woke up this morning and you say you are going to this program, you will have allotted your 24 hours to various activities. Am I right? The 24 hours is your revenue. The allotment of those lost times is like your expenditure. So it doesn't need to be only a financial document. Am I making sense? It's that statement that shows your expected inflows and outflows. And most times it's based on certain assumptions. What are you going to do to get this revenue? What are you going to do to get this income? That is a budget. That document that prepared, that shows your expected revenue and expenditure is a budget. And it's always based on certain assumptions. I'm sure government will say we expect to earn 20 million naira this year. You would have assumed that maybe they are going to earn 3 million from taxes. And if you are going to earn money from taxes, how are you going to create that money? Maybe we need to create the right environments for industries to thrive so that they can employ more people. If there is more employment, there will be more income generated by the company, by the country or the state. Am I right? Local government, for instance, maybe you have market, you expect so much in market income, market rates, or those rates you are allowed to charge. You may need to say, let us build more markets. We are all demobilizing those selling on the streets. Part of the reason is revenue. Because if they go to established markets, you want to charge them. On the street, you can't charge them. But if you ask me to sell one opinion, I would rather say, let us tax those guys selling on the street. Let that be the way you charge them. And maybe put them on uniform. That's my own opinion. Because there are very many. I was driving around there, I saw these guys arresting people and putting them. We talk about poverty alleviation. If you want to plan for poverty alleviation, we must recognize the fact that those guys selling on the street, what alternative do they have? I'm saying because I know we have the local government here, we have human people here too. I'm talking about budget. When you state budgets, you can look at that direction. That is an informal area, but you can make it. Let's say, for instance, one government says every street trader in Yaba must put on yellow and blue as a means of identification. And you can only do your street trade on certain streets, and they register them. You can imagine what one you have helped those who secure their jobs. You earn income, but now we drive them away. When you say budgeting for poverty alleviation, that means we have to be very creative when we are in our budget. We have to be very creative. When we expect our revenue, most of us look at revenue from the same source. What will we do now? We duplicate. Lagos State is using tax consultants to raise money. Then they recognize Edo imitates it, Ogun imitates it. Have you sat down to look at what is the best way to budget so as to develop your own area and let poverty be alleviated? Because as the way you are, I'm trying to tailor my presentation to the team of Dr. Tulam here for budgeting for development and poverty alleviation. If you have to budget for development, each of your revenue heading, let's look at revenue for instance. We talk about budget. In the budget, there are two elements. There is the revenue and there is the expenditure. There is the revenue and the expenditure. In determining revenue that you expect as a government organization, you need to be very, very creative. And there's some revenue we are always including in our budget too, that is anti-development. When you are preparing a budget, you need to ask yourself, what is the purpose? This team says you are budgeting for development and budget and poverty alleviation. You must be creative in your revenue heading. You must be creative in your expenditure heading. There are some expenditure you make that will increase poverty. There are some you make that will eliminate poverty. Most of expenditure today, even in our budgets, they are not tailored towards alleviating poverty. What I was doing at alleviating poverty, by the time you encourage capital expenditure, you will create expenditure that creates jobs. You will create expenditure that is engaging. You will have assisted, you will have used budget as a tool for poverty alleviation. What we see today, half of the budget is used to pay salaries. Most local governments, most state governments, they spend half of their expenditure on recurrent items. If you spend all your money on pay salaries, when you are even writing for those that are working for you, poverty alleviation is more than that. And in the budget, for instance, I've seen states make budget, even local government, they say poverty alleviation, you start assuming that money that can happen to people. Personally, I don't think that will alleviate any poverty. I don't think that will alleviate any poverty. So if you have to look at your budget, you need to look at it. You must understand what are poverty activating activities. Those are the things you need to address. What are the things that activate poverty? Those poverty activators are what you need to address when you plan the budget. I'm not sure if you give somebody a big Marwa, that takes much of a poor man. It doesn't. Because if you cannot replace, if most of them are done for 6 months, this point, there are no spare parts. Am I right? I don't know if that's somebody's experience. You can stop me at that point and let us just discuss it. I don't want to run this. Yes, let me hear you.
The angle of everyone has emphasized now. We have seen people that have used their hand to build empires. When I talk about empires, I'm not talking about mansions like the one we have. We have seen people that have built the one Malwa. And in the figure of months, they're able to buy similar one. And even the money they generate from such things, practically have been able to establish themselves. Practical examples are in our communities. Even
when you see, my own response to that is that how much did you budget for that activity? What was the cost benefit?
The cost benefit of that manual basically to me is around 200,000 to 300,000.
No, you understand. If you look at the total budget, make your budget on that program is 100 million. Yes,
as a whole,
it's 100 million. You are now carrying pay of people that are sustained with it. Have you been to where they pack all those Manual when they get sports and nobody can buy it and all those money is gone? If you have used that money in some other things that will engage more people in a productive thing, and what's the good advantage of the Manual? Inside gas fee, most of the money we are spending as if urban transport, urban everything. You say you are doing poverty, you give people that food. You are talking about that is trash. It's because each government is copying the other one. Nobody is creative. If they work in the state, they don't work in Lagos. They work in Lagos, they don't work in the state. Imagine if you, as a government, spend money on doing a rail system between Lagos and Ibadan. Let me tell you, property prices will crash in Lagos because most of us move out of Lagos. You can come to Lagos, with a train. You can just go there and train in Liverpool. If all the money you have spent on this transport you have been for the past 50 years or the past 10 years, you don't know anything has been accumulated. You've done a rail system that runs from Lagos, it gets to Ibadan, connecting those towns along the line. Most of us will not live in Lagos again. So the issue of accommodation will go down. Business. That is, you see, that's why I say when you are planning expenditure, you have to be very strategic. And you have to know what is the objective. That's why when the topic says budgeting for development and poverty. If our expenditure is planned in a way that addresses the fundamental problems, it will lead to a lot of economic activities. A lot will be employed. People will be able to move around. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm very happy now to hear that. You give us a way out. Many of these local governments are complaining that they don't have enough money. They don't have money. Many of them depend on the federal allocation or state allocation. Now, on street trading, I think the government really depends on security aspect of it, but they do not look the other side. If they look the other side, at least those people who are trading along the street, as you rightly said, they can ask them so that they will be paying something at the end of the month or daily. And when they gather that together, it will give them something.
You see, the security you mentioned back again, I've addressed it. I said, let them be in uniform, maybe street by one, area by area. Let's say those that do street trading are in black and white. And you must register with a number at your back. That the people can really say this. I'm saying this like well, this is local government gathering, and you say your product is budgeting for development and modernization. If you say they are in white and black and they register, they have cell leaders. So they just got to be addressed. Because you know in this area we know who to hold. If anything goes wrong, you are the one in charge. Anybody that's not a member, they will tell you this guy is duplicate their names. And you see, if you not get one again, it will be yellow. When you see them, they are the same color. Look, I was confessing when I got the street trading thing, I never liked it. Because I will share this with you. I was in US this September. On the street of Maryland, somebody was hawking something for me. And I told my daughter, look at street trader in the US. He was talking something. He said, oh boy, there were 3. He said, we didn't buy. He was talking. So I'm not saying it's good, but I said that, see, if we have one of the problems, we say budgeting for development and for education. That's why I'm going through this route. I will have read the paper there to you. The topic there was not this topic. But you see, if it is an environment where we are labor intensive, we have a lot of people here. So our policies should be directed at serving people and recognizing our surplus. If there's scarcity of labor, yes, we have to have thought of that. But we have a lot of people here. We have people here. We don't have machine. We have more people here than machine. So if America is using machine to this one, we should look at the way of using people to achieve the same. That's what I'm saying. So, yes, sir.
You're talking, you allocated everything to our daily activities, our 24 hours, and some of the programs we do. So I want you to expatiate on this. And this will surely help us to enhance this in our local government.
I say budget is a statement of expected revenue and expenditure over a given period of time. I think one of us making that point too. And that budget will be based on certain assumptions. You say before, if you say you want to make this much revenue, what do we need to do? We need to do this, we need to do that, we do that, to understand it. Then you now say we expect this level of income. And I said, some who say it's a financial document. I said it's not only a financial document, it's a statement. And I said, you as an individual, in your own life, you have your own budget. When you wake up in the morning, you say, look, I have 24 hours. Because you have 24 hours, that means you have a constraint of 24 hours a day. That's so also it is in the budget. In the budget, there's always a constraint. The money is available to the government is not insatiable. Revenue will be a constraint to what you want to do. Local government will want to build an airport as part of their plan. They may have a constraint of land, there are constraints in the budget. So I'm saying in your life you can say 24 hours is what I have in a day. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sleep for 4 hours. I'm going to go for that course. These are the expected activities you want to do for the day. It's still a budget. It's a statement of your available resources and how you are going to apply it based on certain assumptions. You say, I want to get to that lecture by 9. If there is no go slow. Am I right? That's an assumption. So, does that? Yes, ma'am.
In essence, we can just summarize the budget as a plan.
A plan is a plan too. It's a plan of expected activities over a given period of time. Yes.
Basically, when the emphasis was we are talking about poverty elimination.
That's the topic now.
Yeah, and the way you are emphasizing on talking about capital projects. Majority of the projects you are emphasizing Lagos Ibadan rail line. These are projects that even Lagos, the one that they started even in the towards my 12, the one that is a World Bank project. It's not something the local government can embark upon. And basically, like what our dad said the other time, we should understand that the majority of the local government are not autonomous in terms of funding.
Well, you see, we go into that. We look at budget in a broad perspective now. We say budget as a tool, but at every level, they are constrained. At local government level, they are constrained of funds. But do you think it's possible for 3-4 local governments to come together and do projects together?
Yes. It's possible. Joint project is possible.
So when I'm saying that there are things you can use to mitigate control constraints. But how many of you are looking in that direction? Because unfortunately, it's unfortunate. There was one program on this thing I was invited to Lagos State on this. And somebody called them and asked me, do I think today's local government people can do this? And he was saying, the man was saying a lot of things, and so they are true. Because local government system today to me is like it's virtually dead. if you ask me, said, I would prefer local government to state. I would rather empower local government than empower the state because the local government is closer to the people. But local government, do you have the resources? How many people want to go and be local government chairman today? Everybody wants to be senator, want to be governor, want to be this. It's when you know that there is no space there and you know that this one is possible. Whereas in different environments, you start from your councillor. You see big people, you see medical doctors, when successful in the UK, they will tell you how to contest for something like cancer. Yes. They start from there. And when we are growing up, when I was university, strong people were contesting for councillor chairman. They are successful people. But today, I don't know about chairman, we know they are I'm sorry. I don't know that. I don't already know their background very well. Then I say this is an achiever. And unfortunately, it's got to state now that politicians that you don't even get there. You don't need to do anything. You know one or two people and they put the money for you right there. No, that is part of the thing. Sir. No, I'm not you brought the question up. I'm not a politician, I'm not a politician. No. You gave me a topic. You said budgeting for development and what? I thought I was going to talk about budget and how they do a budget. But I also see I will give this basically more than that, and I will not be doing the organizer a service if I don't take the subject to the area they focus it on. I can talk about the last time we talked about budget. I believe budget in the local government, you tell us to say yes, we have revenue. But now the topic has been changed. I was also told that the soil on the table now. And that's why I had to drop my presentation and say, well, it has to be focused on what they are saying. Because we need to live here. We all are change agents. We are doing a lot of things because we are now we are. Go back to your local government when you live here. Look at leakages in revenue. That is one of the problems of local government. There is a lot of leakage. Half of your revenue don't come to you because local governments have not paid enough attention to controls. I'm happy yesterday when I saw that they said they banned contractors for revenue. I don't know if you read yesterday. I felt ashamed during the last holiday. I was in a town in the state. And this young boy, fresh graduate, came to me and said, Olokos to many of appointee revenue consultant, local government. And what does it mean? This guy went to science. The chairman will just appoint them, they go on the street, they start running after people to collect money. What are we turning the people into? And then you say you budget, you have a budget, you expect so much money. Half of that money will be taken away, and those that will end up discouraging people from investing in activities that will move your local government forward. Yes. Because they are making money in their pocket. It's not political patronage.
And the practice stopping.
Of course. This guy has never worked in his life. He's not even done youth corps. He said he was going to, they are going to appoint them as tax consultants. I said, did you know about that? Say, I'm actually revenue money. They want to appoint them